Welcome back to the Daily Grind, everyone. So today we are going to be harvesting the tomatoes, and I'm going to actually wipe out this bed. Tonight we're going to have almost a freeze. It's going to be like 34 degrees. And because it's 34 degrees, I mean, it's just not good for the tomatoes. I would have to cover them, and they're already dying back, as you guys can see right there. They're just not doing good. So we're just going to go ahead and just wipe them out. Harvest all that we can, some green ones too, and hopefully they ripen inside. And then we're going to cut the tomato bushes down. All right, so any of the split ones, we're just gonna set aside and we'll feed those to the chickens. We're just gonna keep the good ones. We're gonna have quite a few anyway. My wife was saying here that maybe we just cut the whole thing off and let them, it would ripen a little better with a little bit of vine on it. So we'll see how that works. So first we're gonna do the ones that are kind of starting to get orange here. We'll come back out and grab the ones that have absolutely no color.
And that's how they pick them at the store.
Yeah.
Just leave it on the thing.
So look at those guys. There's no, so these were protected. They were deep in underneath here in the bush, and they didn't get any of the cracks like some of these other ones were getting. They're really nice. Yeah, it's nice, right, Eli? Huge ones, but.
And today's Christmas.
It is Christmas Day. So Eli noticed that there's a little dove. Looks like it's got a wound on its beak, but it got in with the chickens here. So he went and caught it. We're gonna let it go. Don't throw it.
Return from whence you came.
Okay, well, there it went. Oh, there's another?
Yeah, in the other corner, there's
Oh, I see.
The dove?
He just put it on his wrist and was walking around.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm trying to make the doves happy. Joy.
there you go. You got it, hon. He's so gentle with them.
Yeah, he does good. All right.
All right, same
Good
thing.
job. All right, let's get them out.
This time this
Save
one's
them.
a little more feisty.
These are tiny doves. We just get these all the time. They're real tiny.
Turtle doves.
Yeah.
Morning doves. Morning doves.
Flying that fly away.
Well,
its own will.
it's a little scared. Why don't you put it down?
Okay.
He's just walking.
Wonder if it's injured.
No, it flew just now. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm gonna cut these. We haven't harvested everything, but I'm gonna cut them off at the base here. And then I'm gonna cut the trellis. There we go. I think we got all of these. There's a couple of them, but they looked a little funky, so that one looks okay. I mean, we're gonna have enough. I'm gonna take these to the burn pile. Get them out of here. All right, burn. So, we found the Olaf of the tomatoes here.
Hi everyone, I'm Olaf.
Can you throw this in that burn pile? Okay. We got all the tomatoes. Now we're just gonna cut all this stuff off. Got a little bit of an issue. We've got some movement here, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get this up. Break up that dirt. Not coming. Had to grab some gloves. It was kind of hurting my hands a little bit. Unfortunately, all I could get was my wife's gloves. I actually don't even have a pair for myself, so I use hers quite often. There we go.
Muscle so large, an arm so strong.
Just need a little bit more grip. There we go. All right, just a little determination. You can get it. Now I gotta clean this up, get all the leaves and everything up, or it'll keep disease here. So I gotta gather that up with a bucket or something. It's the next morning, and I started cleaning up this, but I got a little sidetracked and busy. Had some things I had to deal with the kids, but it's very important here that I pick up all of the green. Any tomatoes we had missed, especially the tomatoes that we missed. So all of this can harbor disease and pests. Usually I would leave the roots in, because leaving the roots in can, you let them deteriorate into the soil and die back, and that'll add a lot of vegetation. However, these are tomatoes and a lot of diseases can pass on. So I'm thinking I should probably remove them. And then of course we're not gonna plant tomatoes or peppers or potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Anything else in these beds until maybe a year to 2 years from now. That could pass on the same diseases. Now I just realized I just covered all my mulch. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is get a tarp out here, pull off all the mulch before I do this. Next, I'm gonna actually pull these drip lines. And then we're just gonna gather up the mulch, try to leave the dirt. We don't need every bit of the mulch, but I would like to reuse it instead of just burying it. Look at that. So there's a lot of mold growth in there, which is good. That means this is all starting to break down. So this is gonna be good, and I'll leave a little bit of that mulch to amend the soil a little. I got most of the wood chips up. I'm gonna have to add more because some of these did break down. I've got quite a few in here that look like they're brittle and they're soft and spongy and they're breaking down, and so I'll have to add more on top, but good. I mean, that it's kind of helping the soil. So next I'm gonna pull these roots. Look at that root, that was a good one. I'm gonna put them aside for now, and then I'm gonna throw them out in the burn pile. This dirt's looking great, so I might till it a little bit because it does seem like there's some harder spots. I mean, this is the first year I've had this dirt in here, and so that means the no-till method, I mean, it'll work, but I want to be able to build this more by getting more nutrients down deep and in, kind of getting some wood chips and organic matter down deep. And then maybe next year I'll try the no-till method, but I'm gonna go ahead and till this up. So I'm gonna use my handy tiller here. Now it does go in real easy. I mean, this is pretty good soil already, but I do want to break this up just a little bit, make this soft, and kind of send some of those wood chips down deep. Add more nutrients and organic matter to the actual soil. So I'm going to be raking this on top to kind of even out the dirt, get it nice and even on top, nice and flat surface, make it easier to plant. Looking pretty good. So now time to get the mulch back on top, and I think the easiest way is gonna just kind of dump the tarp in. Pick up this side, lay it on top, and just dump it. Perfect, that worked out. It's all covered, but it's a very thin layer, and I want to add a little bit more. What I had added over there was this composted mulch. So basically it's mulch that has been sitting in compost and broken down a little bit. Then I've also got this hardwood mulch. Now, I already added the composted mulch to that bed, so I think I'm good. I'm not gonna add that. I'm gonna add the hardwood mulch because I've got that composted mulch in there. Now that has already broken down. It's been sitting for 6 months. There's really no benefit to it except for all the microbes that it actually added to the soil. That's really what I was looking for. So I'm going to save this for another bed, and I'm going to use this. And the other reason I'm not going to use the composted mulch is because in recent years there is a herbicide called Grazon that they spray on fields of cows. And most of the compost that you're going to find in the store is going to be an animal product, so it's cow poop. This herbicide has something like a 5-year half-life, and it can live through composting process, it can live through the guts of the cow and everything. It can completely decimate your entire bed. And so I need to test that before I go ahead and put it on there. And it takes about a week. So I actually did a video, which I will link right here, right up in the corner. And you guys can check that out. It's about how do you test for in hay or compost. So I'm gonna wait on this. This is straight hardwood mulch. There is no chance of herbicide in this that can hurt the garden. So this is good. This is what I'm gonna use. And there we go. I've got it all spread out pretty evenly. It's not perfect. Now, the other thing you could do if you don't want to do the mulch on top, which I still highly recommend doing, I think you should, but you could cover this with a tarp, which I do all the time. I'm going to show you. This is what you could do. You could tarp it. Now, tarps, for a good tarp that is rated for the UV, I made the mistake earlier this year in just putting a cheap tarp up, and those got all ripped up and terrible. Basically, the sun made them super brittle and they were horrible. This is rated for UV and it's like $25. So if you don't want to go the route of the mulch, which is cheaper, I mean, I got that bag of mulch for $4. So it lasts on top of the soil for at least a year, if not more. It does start to break down. You need to reapply every year, but that's just adding organic matter back in the soil. Or you could do both. It keeps that moisture in so you don't have to water it all the time. And you do not want to water all the time when you don't have vegetables in there. It seems like a waste of water. So I'm going to be planting probably within a week anyway. So that's just, I don't feel like I need to really cover it. I think it'll be okay. Oh, and by the way, I want to show you guys the harvest. I wasn't able to show you everything. This is filled to here, so that's a lot of tomatoes. All the rest are a little bit lighter packed. I didn't want them to get crushed. Now, all these are green. These have some color and they're gonna ripen just fine. Some of these might, some of them might not. Unfortunately, I was hoping to get some of these big beef steaks. Look at the size of that one right there. Nice big beef steak. I was hoping to get some of those to ripen, but they just didn't. Although they're getting a little lighter, so it's possible these ones might ripen. And there's a couple in here that are starting to turn color and they might ripen in the next couple days. But there we go. That was a big harvest. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. And also hit that bell notification for future video updates. And if you could hit the like button, it would really help me and the channel out. I hope this video was informative and helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next video. Now you guys try to escape the daily grind.